was getting into it.
The Iron Lung.
Yo! Alright, so let's get right into it here. We're back for episode 2 of our podcast, talking about fantasy football. Today we're going to be doing top 5 fantasy positional players, and I'm Garrett. Got Bob over here. Say hi, Bob.
Hello, everybody.
We got Jake over here. Say hey, Jake.
Hey.
We got Kyle over here. Say hi, Kyle.
Yo.
And we're going to start with Bob here, I think. We're going to read off. We're going to go say our rankings of each of the positions, go around, and we're going to go by position. Each of us are going to say it, and then we'll just go from there. You need a drink. Are you going to drink? Yeah. You have a pooch. Mm-hmm. I'm chilling over here. I think that's a priority right now. Yup, he's got some drinks. You're chilling?
I'm good.
All right, so read off what do you got for your quarterback.
So for the quarterbacks, number 1 got gypped out of the MVP last year, Drew Brees. Number one, he's coming with his ball sack full of sperm, ready to rock and roll.
Okay, all right.
Number 2.
MVP and the Super Bowl. That's crazy.
Number 2, the guy who gypped number 1 of the MVP, Patty Mahomes. Mahomes is unreal, but Drew Brees is going to top him for that top spot this year. Number 3, this one is one that I think will get us going here. The GOAT, Tom Brady.
Oh, really? Wow.
Tom Brady, you got to think of him as LeBron James. Everybody counts him out of the top 5 every year.
In the MVP race, fantasy-wise, I don't think so, though.
Oh, this is fantasy?
Yes. Good start.
Good start to this.
I mean, you can kind of keep it that way.
Tom Brady's phenomenal. He's going to throw 5 picks and 30 touchdowns like he always does. Number 4. Andrew Luck.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's got a fucking missile of an arm.
I don't know, man. Shoulder. He's not fully healthy.
He was second half of the season. He was fine.
He's not
He
fully
was throwing
healthy.
darts.
They were taking him out of games. They didn't want him to.
I hope next season Andrew Luck's my number 1 for this podcast.
Yeah. Or no, actually, I hope Sam Darnold is. But...
And number 5, just a total baller, Russell Wilson.
Hey, good choice.
Facts, good choice.
Guy just plays hard, loves the game.
I hope he ends up in New York, though. I want to see him on the Giants.
If he makes it to the Giants, I will be buying a jersey as a Jet fan and employee.
Yeah, I want to see him on
the Giants. Will actually have a chance of winning more games.
That'd be cool.
That'd be so crazy. I'd freak out.
So, yeah, that rounds out my top 5.
That was your top 5? Yeah, no, I mean, your first couple picks, I feel like, is the general consensus as the top few guys. But, Drew Brees at 1 was interesting. I don't know.
I agree with Drew, but I don't have him in mind.
I don't have him in mind either. I can see why you do.
I got him.
I
have him in mind. He's in mind.
You were saying I don't know if you were thinking of it, fantasy.
Yeah, see, I was just thinking top ballers.
Yeah, I mean, still.
I mean, it's around the same thing.
They're going to put up fancy points either way. Drew Brees is coming with fire this year after how they got eliminated. He
got Michael Thomas again.
Yep.
He
hasn't won an MVP. This is the year that Drew Brees, the old man, is coming for it.
Facts. All right, Jakey.
All right.
What do you got?
So, starting at 1, Mahomes.
Yep.
He's absolutely disgusting. I don't see how anyone could argue he's not number 1.
Yep.
You had bring up him, Drew. That's a good argument, but you can literally throw the ball fucking left, dude, and still rack up fantasy points. 2, this might be a shake-up, but I've Bake just because of the offense he's surrounded by.
Okay.
It is almost hard to fail in that system.
Interesting. Can't argue it.
Interesting.
3, that's where I put Drew.
Okay, 3.
Makes sense.
Respectable.
4, here's another shake-up. Jared Goff.
No, understandable as well.
Understandable, you accept it?
That offense could pop off at any moment, you know? They're crazy.
And then rounding out 5 is Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Damn it.
Yeah.
He's just a baller. Goat.
Big baller.
Yeah.
Loves to play, quick.
Clemson grad.
He's the man.
Was he there the year they beat Alabama?
Yeah,
he won.
He was the first
one. They
one.
won on that last play.
Yeah.
Like the
that
time
game was sick.
last play. That was crazy.
I came back. I was out that night, and I came back, and I just saw the last 2 minutes of it.
Yeah, awesome.
And Alabama's defense was good that year. It was like a huge fucking thing.
And anytime watching Alabama lose in the championship. Amazing.
I don't know. I hate Clemson almost as equally.
I love Clemson. Big Clemson guy here.
Anyway, coming back on the track now. You want to read yours, Kyle?
Yeah. Didn't question Baker at the 2 because I have him at the 1.
Oh,
wow.
That offense is crazy.
Yes, no, exactly. I agree.
I wasn't putting him at 1, but
I
I can respect
close too.
Yeah.
But that offense is stupid, bro.
Yeah, no doubt.
And also, no Kareem Hunt in Kansas City. If this whole Tyreek Hill thing goes downhill,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Shaky. 3, I got Aaron Rodgers. I feel like dude wants to come back. He's been dealing with a shit team for a long time.
Facts.
He's gonna be hungry. 4, I got my boy Deshaun because I just love Deshaun Watson, especially with Nuck. And 5, I got Andrew Luck because my man's a baller. He's gonna be healthy.
I agree with that.
Took some time off. Colts are looking nice.
I mean, yeah, man.
Marlon Mack.
You gotta
opened the
think-
offense up.
Indianapolis' offensive line is one of the best in the league right now.
Yeah.
So a healthy Andrew Luck behind that line is going to be unreal.
That offense isn't bad either.
No.
Eric Ebron
Yeah.
lit it up for a little bit.
He tore it up. I mean, there was like a couple of weeks where he was low in numbers, but I think he was out for 2 of them. Like 2 out of the 4 weeks where he just didn't produce.
T.Y.'s up there. Marlon Mack's a young stud.
Yeah. I mean, all these picks you guys are saying, I agree with because I have the same names in my rankings. I have Patrick Mahomes at 1.
Okay.
Obviously, I think he's the beast. I'm on the hype train. I think he's the second coming. And all this Baker nonsense you guys are talking, I really, it didn't strike me crazy because I have Baker at 2. I think I think Odell is gonna be amazing.
Is stupid, bro.
Later on, you'll see why I say this, but yeah, I think that offense is crazy. It's gonna be hard for him to fail. I think the league's shifting to this type of play where you have like Mahomes and Baker just blowing out games and putting up like amounts of touchdowns. You know, they don't want like contact as much anymore, so it's gonna be a really high scoring and stuff. And then I feel Andrew Luck, the division shit, I have him at 3, so he's going to be getting a lot of late scoring. Like, he always gets those fourth quarter dumps.
Yeah.
Fantasy-wise, he's a good quarterback, fantasy-wise. Deshaun Watson, again, like we said, he's a baller. And he's got DeAndre Hopkins, who's the best receiver in the league. Again, we'll talk about him later on. But then at 5, I have Aaron Rodgers. I think now he's just going to run this team without Mike McCarthy. So
it's going to be his team.
Exactly. He's going to do what he wants, and he has Devontae Adams, who's pretty good. So, you know, he'll ball out as well, and he's, you know, already solidified in the league. So that's that. Yeah, so that wraps it up. We pretty much all really had.
Did you have Rodgers down for one of your?
I didn't have Rodgers.
Yeah, no. So we all pretty much agreed on Baker, which was interesting because we all did you think of it as a shot, like you were being bold picking him at 1?
No, I thought the consensus was this year Baker and Mahomes, especially with the Chiefs being kind of shaky.
Yeah, no. I mean, I thought Mahomes was just the overall consensus 1, but I thought Baker at 2 was pretty bold for me. But
so did I.
I don't know. I wanted to say Andrew Luck at 2, I guess. I don't know, but Baker definitely. I feel he'll be up there. But yeah, we all pretty much had the same guys. I mean, but you guys want to get into the receivers now?
Yeah.
All right,
Receiver it up.
Bambo, what do you got for us? Start us off.
Okay, wide receivers. I love Robbie Anderson. I've had personal encounters with him. Not in my top 5.
0, that's why.
Number 1,
He's above it.
Antonio Brown.
As your receiver?
As number 1 receiver.
I left him out, but I could see him lighting it up.
Yeah, exactly. I could see him.
He's gonna light it up.
I could see
a
him.
Healthy
just,
Jimmy G. George Kittle. You gotta cover George Kittle. You can't leave him wide open.
Okay.
You're thinking of the wrong team right now. You said AB, right?
Yeah, he's on the Niners.
He's on the Raiders.
Fucking A, bro.
You're crazy, brother.
Kyler Murray to the Raiders.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, we gotta cut that out.
Yeah, that's crazy. No, that's staying in here.
Why did I think he was on the Niners this whole time?
I thought you were joking. I was like,
yeah, I heard Jimmy G. I was like, maybe he misspoke. And then he goes, George Kittle. I was like, nope.
I literally thought he was on the Niners.
Jake just looked at me right away.
Nah, man.
That's great. All right.
So shout out Bud Light for that.
Bob's got a pooch in.
So yeah, the pooch is getting the neurons going in the brain.
Yeah, we're having a good time here in the studio, the lab per se.
The lad, bro.
Yeah, the lab.
So followed by AB, who is on the Oakland Raiders, soon to be Vegas. Number 2, Michael Thomas,
Go.
absolute stud. Drew
Yeah.
Brees, number 1, just gonna
Yeah.
chuck balls up to him. He's gonna go get it.
Go.
Number 3, Juju. No AB. Juju
Yep.
is fully taken over.
Doesn't shock.
It's
shock
gonna
me.
be tough, I think, though, because I mean,
He's the one now.
yeah, he's the only guy.
I have him in my top 5 too, but he could go either way because he's got to face the top D-back now.
Yeah, but
He doesn't have
Exactly.
He's
That's
good.
the reason he's not in my top 5 is because
Duke could
I don't know how he's
easily
gonna handle the
win.
one spot.
yeah. Number 4, this one is an absolute curveball. This T.Y. Hilton.
It's not a
It's
curveball.
acceptable.
It's the same reason.
I could see him in top 5.
Like I
don't
said, a
know.
healthy Andrew Luck. If people stay healthy, these guys are going to be unstoppable. T.Y. Hilton at the 4. Number 5, I couldn't just choose one of them, so Odell and Jarvis Landry combo.
Combo at the 4.
Combo at the 5.
5.
1,000% think Jarvis Landry is going to be the same, if not less productive.
But with Odell there,
He'll
it's
he'll
gonna-
pretty
it's
much
gonna
be the
be-
same.
it's
Maybe
going to be one game Odell's going to go off, then the next game it's going to be Jarvis. It's just going to go back and forth, I think, between the two. Who
Yeah.
like who they think is going to be more.
I think he'll definitely have. He'll be as usual, have like 2 or 3 blowout games a year. But aside from that, he'll be your consistent like 8 to 10 point receiver.
So yeah, that's my top 5. Just for the cast again, AB is on the Raiders, not the Niners.
Thanks for clearing that up, Bob.
All right,
I know
so
the fans out there are confused.
4 out of my 5 are the same as you. My 1 and 2s are flip-flopped. I have Michael Thomas at 1, AB at 2. We also
Michael Thomas at 1.
Michael Thomas at 1. We also what he did last year.
Yeah.
There's no denying he's gonna do it again.
Yeah, solidified.
AB just is fucking unstoppable. I don't care if he goes to Oakland, right? It's Oakland, Bob. Or
Oakland.
Oakland.
Or the
Or-
Niners. We don't know.
Or the Niners.
Someone,
Could be
Honestly,
another trade.
someone look that up.
I heard Vegas is in the mix too.
Yeah.
AB just always
Still
puts up
big.
numbers no matter where he is. Like, he's a beast. Derek Carr can get him the ball. So 3, I have OBJ. Just paired up with Bake. Jarvis is enough of a threat where you still need to take care of him and the rest of that offensive power.
Mhm.
He'll be able to get open more than he was, with the Giants, and we'll have the time to get open. 4 is Juju. And then 5, this might be a curveball. Adam Thielen.
No, I can
Nah,
see
you
it.
went
I don't
off.
know. That's the thing, though.
I'm going off last year, and
Can he bounce back and have the same type of season he had, or is Kirk Cousins like? I don't know. Like it all depends.
I mean,
and
it all depends,
I'm,
but, like,
I'm the last person
Yeah.
to talk about it because I hate Kirk Cousins and like. But that's the only factor
Mhm.
for me that doesn't put Adam
just
Thielen up there.
he went, was it 7 straight weeks or something crazy with 100 receiving
Right.
yards and a touchdown or something?
Right, but those numbers are so hard to put up again.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying he had a great year.
He
Like, he's
finished
gonna
7.
build off that.
He
What's up?
finished 7 in fantasy last year. So.
Yeah, like I could definitely see him moving up 2 spots to actually get top 5 from what he was last year. So that's why I chose him.
Mine, I didn't put mine in order, so I'm just gonna order them. Fuck. I'm just gonna be bold. I got Odell at the 1. I think he's just gonna light it up. That offense is too spread apart for you to keep him on lock, or you're just sacrificing everybody else going off. 2, yeah, Michael Thomas. I can't keep my dude out of it. He's just the GOAT. Drew's gonna be hungry. The whole team's gonna be hungry after that whole Super Bowl brouhaha. D Hop coming in at 3.
Yeah, that was not putting him on my list was probably the hardest thing.
Unarguably the best receiver in the NFL.
Yeah,
Dude
to
is
be honest, I
crazy.
totally forgot him in my
Not
top
just
5.
fantasy wise. Well, fantasy wise, he's like meh. He finished 4th last year, but like, dude's just a goat.
Mhm.
5 Julio, always gonna be up there producing. That's 4. Never mind. And then 5 I have Juju.
Juju, yeah, all for the same reasons.
He's questionable, but I don't know.
I know, yeah.
Antonio Brown would be a close 6. For
It's
me.
just because the volume that he's going to get now is just so much, because we've seen what AB can do. Now it's like, well, we see what Juju is good, but now can he fill that role?
I think now is a better time more than ever. He's established. He's not like too old. It's not like AB left late in his career. Like his
Juju's
career
it's only his third year,
That's what I'm saying. So it's not
crazy.
later in his career, but it's not too early to the point where like, D-backs are just gonna have a party with him and shut him down. Like he knows what he's doing.
All right, yeah. So leading off that, my number one is DeAndre Hopkins. He's the best receiver in the league, in my opinion. I think he's just gets the volume and can make catches. You know, he just is the best receiver, I think. Number two, Odell. Again, those are my two favorite receivers in the league. I think they're the two best. Odell, he already, I thought was solidified as the top two guy in the league, and I think in this offense he's just going to pop off as well, like you guys said. Three, I have Michael Thomas. Same reason, he's a beast. The Saints offense is good, a machine. He, are you raising your hand?
I was gonna say something about Odell.
No, go
I
back
didn't
for
want
it.
to cut you off. I have the top results from last year. Odell finished 16th in wide receivers playing only 12 games,
Really?
which is like low key kind of crazy.
Still, I mean, I think his talent-wise is just his ceiling is just.
That's what I'm
unreal.
saying. No,
Yeah.
he played 12 games and he finished 16th.
Right. What was that? Did I say Michael Thomas?
Yeah.
We're starting.
Yeah, Michael Thomas at 3, correct?
Yeah, I said Michael Thomas at 3. That offense is crazy. Drew Brees is a beast. I think they're just going to pop off at all times. You know, like we were talking about being spread out with the Browns. I think that offense is so spread out that Michael Thomas will always get his targets. And then at 4, obviously Julio, again, solidified top 4 guy. And fantasy-wise, I think fantasy-wise, top 5, I'm going to see Tyreek finishing top 5. That's my top 5 guy is Tyreek. So, I don't know. You guys didn't mention Tyreek.
Tyreek was one
So-
last year. Yeah.
It's-
right.
I want to see what happens.
I think just
with
Mahomes, that
everything.
offense, like he's just gonna put up crazy numbers because he has
My
a long ball threat.
Only
like, at all
question
times.
is
Like
about
he can
him.
get a touchdown at any play.
My only question is we don't know if he's playing, or if
Yeah.
Yeah.
what team he'll be on next year.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
Because this
Here-
whole thing is.
Here's the one thing. I mean, like, I know, like, the concentration is wide receiver, but he also gets used as punt returner, kick returner, where he could return one, and that boosts your fantasy as well. So
Is
it's
that-
yeah, touchdown.
yeah. If it's
You don't get the yards,
touchdown,
you just get the
you just
touchdown.
get the
You get the. I thought that went to the defensive special teams.
No, he gets
You
the
get both.
player usually gets it. I mean,
You get
if you
both.
have the defense as well,
You
I'm
get
pretty sure you
both.
get it as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Thought it was just,
I mean, at least in Yahoo, I think. I don't know.
I know Yahoo, and I'm not 100% sure about ESPN, but I know Yahoo
Right.
it usually does.
Yeah, no. Good talk about receivers. I felt like we had some good guys again. Same thing with quarterbacks, but let's get into running backs. Bob, you want to start us off? Yeah.
Number 1, Todd Gurley. Hard to just
Go.
go against that guy.
Go.
Bold.
Number 2, kind of bold with a struggling offensive line, new system and everything. Le'Veon Bell.
Oh, okay. buddy.
Shocking.
Might have been a little bit biased with the whole Jets thing.
Jets, baby.
He might be a little bit faster with the new uniforms and everything, so you never
Yeah, I
know what
heard
could
he
go
gave
on
a
there.
+2 speed boost.
Yes, that's also what I heard.
Especially in real time effect.
Number 3, Alvin Kamara. No Mark Ingram to take any reps anymore. It's all Alvin Kamara.
Didn't they just sign somebody else too? Like some low key big name.
An old name though, I'm pretty sure.
No, yeah, it's no one crazy that
Yeah.
can compete. But the Saints just love having two
Yeah,
decent
yeah.
name. I'm gonna
But I
look
mean,
it up.
it'll literally be the same situation because, like, even towards the end of the season when Mark Ingram came back in, Kamara was still putting up crazy amount of points for fantasy.
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah.
And he's a receiver out of the backfield.
Yeah.
It's just he's gonna get the ball a shit ton each game. Number 4, went to a football camp with him in high school. Saquon Barkley. Yeah, shared the field with him. No big deal. But yeah, he's a stud. He's gonna be one of the only positive of the Giants season this year, I think. Sadly, but
Don't hate on Golden Tate,
Oh, I forgot we did that.
man.
and then to round that out, number 5, Melvin Gordon. A little underrated. Gets the job done. Good Chargers team. Phillip Rivers at the helm. I think Melvin Gordon's gonna have a good year.
All right. My top 5 running backs: Saquon, and to me that is unarguable. He's an animal out of the backfield, and he practically got hit in the backfield. I mean, I don't know the exact number, but it had to be at least like 40% of all of his runs, and still breaks, for first downs,
Dude,
20
had one of
yards
the worst O-line
Yeah,
in the league
and-
put up historic
yeah.
numbers.
as a rookie. 2 is Gurley. He slowed down in the playoffs, but playoffs are totally different. He led the league in touchdowns again.
He was
that's-
banged up too.
yeah, it's
Still the GOAT.
Yeah. 3 is where I have Zeke. Long sleeve Zeke is where it's at. He needs
It's
to wear
the
him throughout.
wave.
Yeah, he needs to wear him throughout the year because that's when he.
Yo, he
plays
posted on
better.
his Instagram today. He was on his Instagram story. He's like, face tat coming soon. He's an ape.
Teardrop.
He's a literal ape.
Teardrop for every touchdown.
I want to see what it is.
Long sleeve Zeke is the NFL equivalent to like untucked Kyrie. It's just like he's like, oh, he's going off.
Look, there it is. Face tat on the way.
Should be for every person he runs over on the football field.
Just a little help.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's a fucking ape. Oh my god.
All right.
Huge.
Coming in at 4, Christian McCaffrey.
CMC.
Yes, sir.
The Panthers finally figured out how to use him the second half of the season, and he absolutely went on a tear. And then 5, I have Lev. I'm excited to see what he does with the new team. He had a year off, so that's a year he wasn't getting hit or anything. And he was able to train. So I think he'll come back strong.
Going back to the running back the Saints signed, it was Latavius Murray.
Yes, that's what it
Oh,
was.
really?
Yeah, that's a good pickup.
Really? Wow. That's
But, like,
Less money than Mark Ingram and
The
Kamara.
Saints just love having 2 running backs. Like,
Yeah.
It's like it's smart. They don't get banged up. But
well,
like,
just because they're gonna be giving Kamara such a.
And Kamara's kind of a smaller dude. Third down is short.
because he's gonna be coming out of the backfield as well. That Latavius Murray is more of a running back. He's not out of the back.
he runs the ball.
Like out of the back.
Ooh, you suck!
Took me longer than you would have thought for me to find that.
You have your running backs, Kyle?
Oh yeah. 1, Todd, because he's the GOAT. He's my boy. I just think he's just gonna follow up last year. He blew everyone out. He finished with 313 points. Next closest was Saquon with 294. But yeah, finished top in points and 2 less games than the next. Up until 6 at Melvin Gordon, who only played 12. Also, in half those games, he was kind of just like meh. Like, he was kind of shit. But, 2, Saquon. Duh. Saquon's my man for the day.
He's the man.
If we had a good O-line, he'd be so sick, bro.
He already is so sick. He would literally be unstoppable with an offensive line.
It wouldn't be fair. Like, it really wouldn't be fair.
The league will always make sure he has a shitty offensive line from him because I don't want to see what will happen if he has a semi-decent one.
He'll hurt people. He will absolutely hurt people. I got Zeke coming in at 3 because he's an animal and he's always going to do things.
Facts.
My 4 and 5 were a toss-up, but I'm throwing CMC in there at 4 because he's also the GOAT. And then my 5 was James Conner because I'm really interested in what's going to happen.
Yeah, he's gonna have a large workload. I could see that happening as well.
It's the Juju syndrome. I want to see if he can take up where he left off last season.
Yeah.
And now it's officially like his job.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no like, oh, is Lev gonna come back?
Yeah. They're just gonna feed him too. He's a beast. Yeah, again, I feel like the running back situation is always the same names, just in a different order. But at number 1, I have Saquon. Obviously, he's I think on another level compared to anybody in the league. He has the ability to literally score at any moment in the game. And we were talking about having an O-line and stuff, but a guy like him who studies and stuff like that so much and like knows how to do certain things on the field, like, and his ability just makes it so much easier for an O-line to develop and stuff. At 2, I have Zeke. Obviously, again, he's a beast. His workload is insane, and obviously he can, just
Wears long sleeves.
Yeah, when he wears his long sleeves, he's a beast. He busts it down on anyone's face. At 3, we got Kamara. I think the Saints obviously are a powerhouse of an offense. We know that. We've seen that. They have a bunch of talent on that team, and Kamara can run the ball and get it out of the backfield. He's also a threat at every aspect of the game. At 4, I have Gurley. I know a lot of people have him ranked high, but again, he slowed down, and I don't know. I just feel like these guys have so much more ability to pop off and get so much more volume as well. But whatever. And then I have at 5, Christian McCaffrey. I think he's a beast. He just gets the ball as well. His volume compared to these guys is so well. I just think these top 5 guys are just above. Like, there's a lot of talent at running back, and there's so many guys that are good RB2s.
They
but
can
these
consistently put up the numbers that everyone's
I just feel like
looking
these are the solidified 5 guys that just like are above everybody else, and so it gets interesting when we get to later rounds. But we'll talk about that maybe another time. So we're going tight ends here now.
Can we get a quick honorable mention to my boy Derrick Henry?
Derrick Henry, yes, a beast. You know, I love my guy.
The GOAT.
Shout out Derrick Henry. I'm your biggest fan, Derrick Henry. I have your shirt, wear it every Sunday. It's my fantasy good luck charm. You're my man. You're a beast. Workout god. You're huge.
He's an animal.
You're gonna pop off. I'm gonna draft you this year. I'm gonna have you on my team. I'm gonna make sure it happens. Don't worry, buddy. Just to support you. We're going tight ends here, Bob. Handing it over to you. Start us out. What do you got?
Number 1, Travis Kelce.
Yo.
Guy's an absolute monster. Patty Mahomes throwing on the ball. He's an absolute stud. Nothing else you can really say to that. Number 2, Zach Ertz. Another guy pretty much identical to Travis Kelce. Yeah, he's good. A guy that actually plays for the 49ers, George Kittle. He's good.
Kittle at 2.
What?
Kittle at 2.
Kittle's 3.
Yeah,
3.
So Kelce, Ertz, now Kittle.
Kelsey Ertz, that's what I'm saying.
Listen.
Kittle's good. Number 4, dark horse, David Njoku.
Dark Horse?
Yep. Yeah, Njoku's going to be really good, I think. He's
He could be
just
one of
another
those-
weapon, low key, behind everybody else. That's
I mean, yeah, you can only cover so many people.
yeah.
Eventually, someone's gonna slip
And he's
through the
huge,
cracks.
athletic. He's just an absolute stud. Not to mention his brother got a 40-yard penalty for clipping me in high school.
Yeah, isn't he a Jersey native?
Jersey guy.
Jersey boys.
Yeah.
Jabril Peppers, Jersey boy to the
Jersey
Giants.
boys.
Yep.
Let's hope
And
that's
to round out the top 5, the name I've been waiting to drop, the next best thing the New York Jets have, not Eric Tomlinson, not Jordan Leggett, but Chris Herndon. He was Sammy Boy's go-to guy at the end of the year last year. Reliable, big body. Not to mention he blocks, so he's going to make big blocks for Lev. He's going to be an absolute unit out there, not a liability.
Finished 15th last year.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
Big
And-
playmaker.
And he only started being productive the
Went
last
to the U.
quarter of the
Went
year.
to the U. He was probably Njoku's.
The U.
He was, yeah.
protege.
So we got two
Shout out Danny
Miami University guys on
Shout
here.
out Danny Brown, University of Miami. He's probably
Yep.
doing blow off some hooker's back or something.
Probably running the drug ring down
He
there.
also has a lot of sand in his socks, that Danny Brown.
The most sand.
Yeah,
Socks.
too much sand.
Yep.
Right.
So yeah, that's the top 5 right there.
I agree with you, Kelsey at the 1. Just every year he's so consistent with Gronk gone. There's really no one else.
competition.
Yeah, there's no competition for the top 1 spot at the tight ends. 2, I have Kittle though. Just absolutely tore it up last year. His rookie year. Looking to see what he does this year. 3 is then Zach Ertz. He's literally been like one of the backbones for the Eagles.
Yeah.
4, Trey Burton.
Okay.
He had good numbers, especially with the offense that's surrounding him. You know, he has the potential to put up consistent numbers, a little bit higher than the rest of the tight ends he's competing with. And then at 5, Eric Ebron might be a little biased because I've consistently had him in fantasy, and he's put up strong numbers, but literally he always has that chance to put up 30 points in fantasy. If not, he's usually getting a consistent 15. So he has the potential to always go off in a game. So that's my 5.
My top 3 are everyone's top 3. It's Kelsey, Ertz, Kittle. I don't think there's any sort of competition for the top 3 outside of them. My 4, Eric Ebron, because he's dope. Tore it up last year for a little bit. Andrew Luck's coming back healthy and strong. And my 5, Jared Cook moving into the Saints.
Right. Yeah.
That's a
Another
good
big
one.
option
Pairing
for
up with
them.
Drew Brees,
Yeah.
Michael Thomas, Kamara.
He'll get his targets. Again, big guy for them.
Dude finished 5th last year.
Those are your 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, tight ends here, when we get into them, obviously it's not as in-depth as when we get into receivers and running backs. There's not as much talent, especially now Gronk retiring.
Also, not as much usage.
This will be,
involved.
now you don't really see it as much. It's hard, but a lot of these young guys are coming into the league. So maybe we'll see some guys pop off this year. But we only have top 5 here of what we know. Maybe we'll see later on.
We know
We'll get more
everything.
in-depth
It's what
into
we
it.
want to share.
Yeah. So we start out here. I have Travis Kelce. Obviously, he's in a high-powered offense, and he's the only real solidified talent that we know
As
at
of
tight
right
end
now, besides.
who can pop off and do that. George Kittle, I have at 2. again, a young offense.
Yeah.
Jimmy G coming back. He's been solidified. Like
He,
this past year, he did good. They're gonna use him now to their advantage. They know what he can do, and he's played big like Gronk and Kelsey already. We've seen what he can do.
Kittle's ceiling really depends on how Jimmy G comes back and handles being a starter. 'Cause
Yeah,
he was a starter for a day and
yeah,
then got hurt.
yeah. Again, but Kittle's a guy who could make big blocks as well and be a big part of the offense. Help Jimmy G.
I'm not
out,
saying
too.
he's going to be bad. I'm
Yeah.
saying how good he can be is fully dependent on Jimmy G.
Right, definitely. At 3, I have Zach Ertz coming in here. Again, just another solidified guy. We've talked about him. In that Eagles offense, he's huge. Carson Wentz is, he uses him. It's one of his favorite targets. One of the key guys in that offense. I got Eric Ebron at 4. Andrew Luck, obviously, he led all tight ends in touchdowns last year. Was he up there?
I
don't
think
know.
he might have
was
led them
somewhere.
in touchdowns or yards. I think
Whatever
it
he
was one or the
did,
other, but I feel like
he
it
was obviously a
touchdowns.
huge fantasy player
Yeah,
last year. Put up big numbers.
Big
Yeah.
garbage time guy.
Yeah,
What are we
who knows if he could do it
Ebron.
again? We'll see. But if with Andrew Luck slinging it like we know he can late in the game and stuff, Eric Ebron's gonna get open in the red zone. That's what's gonna happen. So you got to put his name up there. At number 5, I have Evan Ingram. I don't know. That might be interesting to you guys. I think
Depends on Eli.
how Eli's
Yeah.
gonna be. But now that I think that Odell's gone, I think they're gonna rely on him more. He's a young talent that they're definitely gonna.
I
wanna
could see
keep
that,
on,
even with
especially
last
with
year.
Saquon getting involved.
So, Ingram's first year was when OBJ went down with the broken ankle.
Mhm.
So he was Eli's target like throughout the year, which was good to see. Last year it was just the year after the rookie season where it can just go on both sides of the pendulum for a rookie or coming out of your rookie season. You either have great numbers again or you not necessarily slack off, but your numbers drop, but he'll definitely get them up again. It was hard for me to think of him as a top 5.
Going back to the touchdown thing, Eric
Right.
Ebron not only led tight ends but was tied for 5th overall in the league with 14.
With touchdowns overall?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, definitely. So,
Sideways.
he's got to be up there. The only question is he going to, produce that volume again, especially if T.Y. stays healthy like we're hoping. And I know Jack Doyle, is he still in that offense? I'm not sure.
I think
But,
so. Just not as used.
they'll get their targets. And Andrew Luck will sling it, though. We'll see if he still has it. We got to add on our little segment here where we talk about what athletes we would invite to a dinner and like to talk and sit down with and have a nice dinner with. Something we like to do here on the podcast.
Keep going.
You guys want to play Smash or whatever after this? Okay, so
I was gonna ask Jake if he wanted to play Mario Kart.
Yeah.
so we
I didn't think
on the
we
list
wanted
so
that in the
far. It
podcast,
doesn't
but
matter.
now that
No,
people
it's
know.
fine. Who cares? Yeah, Mario
Yo,
Kart.
square up Mario
Play
Kart
Mario.
whenever you want.
We're finishing
Send
up
me
the
Brian.
podcast. Whatever.
You're
It
gonna
doesn't matter what
lose.
we're gonna do. We have personal lives. Who
On the
cares?
real, if anyone wants it, Smash. I'll toss anyone's cheeks.
All right, so on our list so far, we got Derek Jeter at 1, Saquon at 2, and Bill Belichick at 3. So
That
We're
was
gonna-
for the first time.
what we're gonna do
Yeah,
again
it was
now
the
is we're gonna all say 3 names, and then we'll see what we say, and then after that we'll vote on our top 3 that we're gonna add to the list. So think about it. Give it a little second.
All right. Number 1, I'm going to have to go with Jamal Adams.
Ball.
Absolute character. Number 2, this one can cause some controversy. O.J. Simpson.
Oh God.
An interesting dinner. I could see it.
Yeah, it might be interesting. Yeah.
And number 3, you got to go with the guy that just retired, Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah.
I think we said him last time, but he didn't get voted.
Yeah.
Good recall.
I'm gonna go number 1 with Gronkowski. Just absolute fucking funny stud.
Yeah.
2, I'm gonna throw in a hockey guy, Keith Yandel.
Okay.
He was voted the funniest guy in the NHL. So I love funny guys. So then
That was 3, wasn't it?
no, that was 2.
I said Robin.
And then number 3, Mike Trout,
Mike
Jersey
Trout?
boy.
Okay.
Yep, Jersey boy.
Colin,
Heroin
yeah.
capital, though.
Close. I'm just gonna say Bryce Harper because he just seems like a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly, it was a toss up between them.
Already screamed out Andrew Luck a couple times because I think he'd be dope. And I'm gonna stick with football with Todd Gurley because I think he's just dope. I think he's so dope. Being able to sit down and eat with him and being like, just to be able to ask him like, yo, what's it like being that dominant in like at the highest level of competition?
Yeah, so I'm gonna say my top 3 guys that I would add to dinner to this list are 1, Mike Tyson. I think that'd be a fucking hysterical time.
Yeah.
Just to listen to him speak and try and speak at least would be really funny, and he's a crazy guy, so that'd be funny. I think Rob Gronkowski. Let's just add him in. It's to the point where you obviously want to hang out with Rob Gronkowski. He's a party animal. Seems like a funny guy. I want to be around him. Third guy I would say is Bryce Harper as well. Kyle, you mentioned him. He's the face of baseball right now, I feel like.
Pretty much.
And he could knock it out of the park at any fucking time. He's a beast. And he's bringing life to Philly. He's the man,
All right, so undisputed one for this round is Gronk.
Yeah, I think Gronk is just getting in there.
Yep.
And we gotta decide on the other ones.
I'm gonna fight for Andrew Luck, but nobody wants it. Yeah, no.
I'll put Bryce Harper in. You guys
Yeah.
both said Bryce.
Yeah,
You were on the edge with Bryce.
Yeah.
Throw him on.
Good two.
And number 3 is the toss-up here. I mean, OJ, come on. You gotta find out if he did it or not.
Okay. I have a bonus one. I have a bonus one that I'm gonna petition at the last minute because I think he should be added in anyway. We have Derek Jeter on there. I think Mariano Rivera has to be on the list regardless.
We said him last.
I know. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. We said him last cast.
If we're
but
saying Mo, I'm Mo all the way.
Yeah, so I think we should just throw that last spot in and put Mo in.
As long as he enters wherever we're eating to enter Sandman, I'm in.
Yeah, he's got.
Yeah, that's it.
He's got to play the defense,
Right,
and
yeah.
I have to be able to walk in next
Exactly.
to him.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the only.
I want the feeling.
So
too.
Gronk, Harper, Mo for
the next 3 on the list.
Yeah, for the next
Solid
Okay.
three. That's a good list so far.
So who's coming to dinner overall so far, Jake?
we got Jeter, Saquon, Belichick, Gronk, Harper, and Mo.
Good stuff. We like that.
For the
Gronk and
podcast,
Belichick together again. That'll be interesting.
I've already kind of eaten a meal with Saquon Barkley before. Just throwing that out there. So yeah, I've lived it.
Living the dream.
Living the dream here. All right, so that's what we're gonna end it, guys. Thank you again. See you next time.
See you next week.